people need to understand something. I need you to also understand something.
Okay.
Genesis chapter 1 is not the first book of the Bible.
Wow.
Yes, it's not actually the first book of the Bible. Genesis chapter 1 is the first book that the translators and canonizers want us to think that's the first book. The oldest book in the Bible is not Genesis chapter 1. You get, so Genesis chapter 1 is a salvation plan. It's like a cosmic plan of the whole earth. And so whether you would exist or I will exist, it was in Genesis chapter 1 it was declared. But Genesis chapter 2 is an historical record of what happened on earth. You get, that's not talking about you and me. That was talking about how the earth came to be. It was Adam, it was specific, who was made in Genesis chapter 2. You understand?
Yeah.
And so when we now interpret Genesis chapter 1 as Adam, we are just making a slight mistake there, because there are other people.
Okay.
And that means there's me, there's you, there's Christ, even Christ in Genesis chapter 1. You understand? So the whole context, all of us are going to be made in the image of God. So Christ, it was made in the image of God, which is also a man. There's you, there's me, there's so many other people. That's the whole context. You understand? So, but then in chapter 2, we see that we are not talking about all of this. We are talking about specificity. We are talking about Adam. You get, so the mistake there is always because we assume that Genesis chapter 2, chapter 1 is talking about Adam. It's not talking about Adam. It's a cosmic plan of the whole earth. You know, like I said before, Adam existed before plants.
Oh, that's good.
You know, Adam existed before plants. God made Adam because why? The ground was unbearable for plants. You know, when God created the earth was still fire and brine on all of these things. You get lava or whichever one you might call it in science. Yeah, that was how the earth was. And so it was impossible for plant to exist, and even rain did not even fall. And so what God did was make man from that fire of the ground. You go understand, and then from there, man now tilled the ground for plant to be able to exist. You get, but then that's not what you see in Genesis chapter 1, because Genesis chapter 1 is talking about a cosmic plan, which is, so even if that man that God made in Genesis chapter 2, which is the first man, was to exist, you get, it would take time for him to grow into the image of God. Because, for an instance, now, the word image of God is representative of God. You don't need to represent God if there's no any other person.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when God created Adam, so the image of God, it was not necessary, because if he's the only person, right? So things like love, righteousness, all of these things, they would make no sense if you are the only person. And so they will only make sense when there's another person. You understand? So that's why we not say, have you done the right thing to this person? You get, so until Eve was made, the concept of image of God, all of these things, it was highly unnecessary for Adam.
That's good.
You guys, but then when we see in Genesis chapter 1, which is the cosmic plan, so that's